Please be seated. Oftentimes, we don't know where God will lead us in this life. We are uncertain what will happen next in our life as we anxiously await the future. However, it is important to remember that God already knows each and every one of our plans. Although we desperately desire to know His plan, we must remember that Psalm 23 states, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want." We should not pine to understand God's plan for us right now, as it is not revealed to us on our time, but on God's time, as my mom has always told me. I would like to say that she was wrong, but man, was she right. God's plan is taking me in the wildest directions that I never expected nor realized would lead me to the place I am today in my life. I want to walk you all through my spiritual journey that has played a major role in shaping who I am. Imagine I'm doing kindergarten at Trinity School and your teacher reads your class a Bible story, then proceeds to say afterwards, "If you are ready, I encourage you all to ask God into your heart tonight." I vividly remember sitting in crisscross applesauce in front of my teacher as my stomach filled with butterflies because of my excitement about my decision. Fast forward to bedtime, and I was anxiously awaiting my mom to leave the room because I couldn't wait to ask this huge request. After rushing my mom's goodnight kiss and hearing my door close shut, I quickly pulled the sheets over my head and I closed my eyes and whispered, "God, I don't know if you can hear me, but I want to ask you into my heart. Amen." As soon as I said amen, I squealed and I fell asleep with the joy of knowing that I'd asked God into my heart, even though I was too young to fully understand what that meant at the time. Psalm 23 continues, "He makes me lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters." Although I laid down in my bed rather than a pasture that night, God knew that this peaceful setting would be the perfect place for me to have this experience and has guided me along the path of life ever since. My faith continued to be nurtured after kindergarten through growing up and attending St. Stephen's. I loved watching Bible movies, learning Bible verses, and eating snacks while playing with other children at Sunday school. St. Stephen's has been my church family for as long as I can remember, filled with love and familiar faces. This place always welcomes me in with open arms and made me feel safe to grow and to be vulnerable. It taught me how to have the confidence in myself and in my faith through acolyting and reading scriptures since the age of 12. Through having this experience at church and walking in faith with the support of this church family, I developed the qualities of being a leader. Due to St. Stephen's role in growing my faith, I was ready to take this next step in my journey in 7th grade at Wind Gap, a young life camp in the mountains. One brisk, rainy night, our leaders asked us to take 10 minutes to ourselves to walk in silence, alone, with no communication with anyone. I headed out into the night and stumbled upon a bubbling brook. I sat down on a rock, looking at the bright full moon. I started to pray, and I asked God into my heart. But this time, I was older, and accepted Him not because my parents nor teacher encouraged me to, but because I wanted to. As Psalm 23 states, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." I felt this way when I took a glimpse of the moon, because the presence of the Holy Spirit came over me, and I got a sensational feeling that I did not have to worry anymore. When I told my cabin about this experience during our devotional that night, I knew that what had happened was true, and it was something I would live by for the rest of my life. Due to my experience at Wind Gap, I was relieved to know that I did not have to live my life in worry because God took on those burdens for me. In 8th grade, I wrote a poem that made me realize I was capable of overcoming my anxiety with God's help. This lament described the hard and long battle I fought within myself that I cannot conquer on my own. Only with the help of the Lord could I overcome this burden that captivated my life's existence. The act of writing this lament proved to me that I was capable of shutting out those awful worries that I called my demons, and in this battle I had fought all my life. I'm going to read one stanza of the poem to you. Outrageous worries devour my thinking. Thoughts grab me, throwing me to the dust, clouding my mind with terrors. yet light will shine through the vanishing clouds. Through the help of God, I was ready to once and for all shut out those demons that consumed my thoughts and look towards the future with clarity. God's plan for me in high school threw me for a loop when he led me to make a decision no one ever thought I would make. I decided to go to boarding school. I threw myself into St. Mary's feeling as if I could handle my life on my own, even though I knew how hard it would be. Going off was extremely hard, but I knew I couldn't run from my problems. I had to face them, the way I faced anxiety. Through the support of my family and God, I was able to look past the difficulties and see the good things that St. Mary's brought to my life, despite all the challenges I faced. I was elected marshal, and through serving in this capacity in a little white chapel at St. Mary's became my home away from home here at St. Stephen's. I would welcome girls into chapel, then sit at the front, then dismiss them by rows. Every time I sat in chapel wearing that blue sash and special white dress, I thought to myself, what have I done to deserve this? However, God only knows why this amazing blessing was a part of my journey. It gave me the opportunity for God's light to shine through me onto those who viewed me as their role model. This question I asked myself again when I opened the acceptance letter for my dream school, UNC Chapel Hill, where I will be attending next fall. Surely your good and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This last verse of Psalm 23 reigns true, because ever since I asked God into my heart in kindergarten, he has never led me astray. Although I know we have all felt abandoned by God at times when things didn't go our way, however, often the things that go wrong result in something good happening later. God's plan for us is not a cookie-cutter answer that we can figure out on our own. It is one that we must live out in order to understand why things happen the way they do in life. Although my journey through faith in life hasn't always been the smoothest, I wouldn't go back and change a thing. God has put me in positions in life I never thought possible, such as being lucky enough to stand before a congregation of people who love and care about who I am as a person. I am forever grateful for the role St. Stephen's has played in my spiritual life and for always welcoming me back on those random Sundays I come back from boarding school with open arms. St. Stephen's holds a special place in my heart, and I will be forever grateful for this being my first church I call my home. Amen.
Amen.